excited are you about this baseball season?
I'm really excited. I think I go along with the general population just with a lot of excitement. When you look at what this team did last year and how they grew as a team, and then when you look at what they have coming back and what they've added, there isn't any reason not to be excited. Obviously, we got to win a lot of games and take care of business on the field, but I think we have all the tools in place to make this a really fun season.
It's a good time for the baseball program. You look around, you got construction of the new facility. There's a lot of things going on around the program. Pretty exciting times just for the baseball program in general.
Yeah, no, it really is. Again, credit to Gino. Gino's done a great job, just in year two, to come out of year one, be where we're at. Obviously, we've gotten great support from the community, thanks to, the Jimmy and Kim Klotz for the generous donation for the player development facility, and that's coming along. It amazes me how fast that goes. And we have other things that are going to happen. As has been very public. Tom Adams, a former player of ours, just made a donation for $1 million, and Gino has a number of ideas on things that we need to do to position our program to continue to be one of the very best in the country, and those are things we're going to do.
Hey Blake, you meant the excitement for baseball, obviously, and I assume there's some excitement for football with all the changes. Can you talk about season ticket sales? Like, do you have a sense yet for where that's at? Because I know there's some concern at some points.
I don't think there was ever concern. Obviously, we're excited about where things are at. I think, from December 27th until February 11th, there's been a lot of exciting things going on around football. And, from the signing day last week to the additions that, Manny has made on the offensive side of the ball to, bringing back one of the greatest football players of all time to have that perspective and insight as part of the program are all big wins. And then you add in the transfers and their proven on-field accomplishments to couple with everything else we have going on. Yeah, it's an exciting time, and obviously I'm looking forward to spring ball starting.
Can you talk about the addition of Ed Reed as chief of staff? What stood out to you in your conversations with him? Obviously, we know his resume, football playing and everything, but about him for this role.
Again, it's a Manny hire, and so Manny had the majority of the conversations with him. I've known Ed since he was a player here. We were here together, and I've known him since then, and I've kept in communication with him through the years. When Manny told me he thought he was a fit, I thought it was a great idea. My conversations with Ed have done nothing but confirm that and made that feeling even stronger. I know he'll be a real asset for Manny and probably more importantly, the guys in the program and the other coaches. And so it's just great to have a winner like him around. I mean, rarely do you find someone who's in the College Football Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame, won a Super Bowl, won a national championship. There's not many people that have the resume that Ed does, and so to have him be a part of our program with the commitment that he has and the passion that he has for this institution is just a huge win for us.
I know before Ed was brought on, there were a lot of conversations with Alonzo Highsmith. What ultimately, either broke down there or how did things end up transpiring?
Again, that'd be a conversation for Manny. Obviously, I'm going to do whatever I can to support Manny and his needs for our program. And it's a situation where I think Manny wanted to find the best fit for the program, and it's hard to argue against Ed Reed. When you have a talent like Ed Reed sitting out there who has interest in the position, it's hard to argue against that. And we're excited to have Ed here. And beyond that, I guess I would say it's probably a question for Manny.
Blake, do you foresee Ed Reed being here? I know he can't be here every day, but do you foresee him being here, let's say, during fall practice pretty much every day, or how?
Oh yeah, he's going to be here. He's here right now. He's here today. And so Ed's going to be here quite a bit. Does his schedule allow him to be here every single day? No. Obviously, I think we all know Ed's done a lot away from the University of Miami to really establish himself as a national brand. And so that was part of the conversation that we understood. There's commitments that he has in place. And so he's going to need to honor those commitments and do those things. But he'll be around our program quite a bit. And for practices, for games, again, we're in mat drills right now. He's here for mat drills, for spring ball. I think you'll see Ed around the program quite a bit.
What's his? How much can he recruit? We asked him this also, but what's his role in recruiting? What is he allowed to do recruiting-wise?
He can't go off campus, so he has to be on campus. And again, that's something that we'll incorporate into his routine here with us, and that's the part that he'll be able to play. He cannot go recruiting off of campus.
But when the kids are here, he can talk.
Yeah, he can be a part of the program like anyone else on our staff.
Obviously, a lot of excitement around Rhett Lashley being offered, the new offensive coordinator. I know that was many years higher as well, but just what have you seen from him since he's been here, and what he can improve on that side of the ball?
Yeah, very impressed. Who he is as a person. Again, I haven't seen the offense. Like anyone, no one's seen us out there on the field yet. Just like I haven't seen Derek throw the ball or anything like that. So it's hard for me to say anything beyond looking at what Rhett has done to get to this point. And when you look at what he's accomplished in that role, at SMU, his role at UConn, at Auburn, it's all impressive. And now to meet him as a person, I would say it's something that I'm very excited to have him be a part of the program.
Blake, what are your expectations for this football season? I know obviously 6 and 7.
We haven't even got through baseball season yet.
know.
I mean,
We know.
I thought this was baseball media day.
we know baseball.
We got, Susan, we got a number 3, as high as ranked as 3rd in the country. So I guess today I'd like to talk about baseball. I mean, baseball has really earned the opportunity to have all of you here. It's an exciting time for our baseball program. When you look at all the guys we have coming back, I have a lot of excitement about this program and what they can do. I think we can be in a great position to ultimately compete for an ACC championship, which when you look at our conference, it's among the very best in baseball, if not the best this year in terms of top 25 programs. To get back to Omaha would be a huge step, obviously, in Gino just in his 2nd year. And obviously I want to see us win a second title. A quick answer to your question, Susan, on football. Obviously we're excited about it. We want to continue to win. There's never a time where I don't want to see us win every game. I mean, who wants to go to a game you're not planning to win? That's not much fun. So I'm going to do everything I can to support Manny and his efforts to go out there and have the best performance possible, and ideally, win every game he can, just like I do for Gino, for Jim, for Katie, Paige, Alosha, on down the line. We're competitive. We want to win games. That's what we're here for. We're representing the U, and our goal is to go out and compete for ACC and ultimately national championships in every sport we compete in.
Like, the pressures of being an AD in a school like this, with the way times have changed. I mean, the small school has a tough time now with this. What have you learned, and where have you grown as an AD leading a program like this?
Wow, you learn a lot through the trials and tribulations of everything that goes on. I think it'd be hard to give specifics other than I think you have to look at the big picture always. You can't react as frustrating as any one given situation can be, and I get that. And obviously I hear from a lot of people on those frustrations. You can't have knee-jerk reactions. You have to be able to, I guess, smooth the waters. At the same time, you have to be able to assess, and when there's changes that are needed, make changes and have those conversations. And those are conversations we have with all of our coaches. Again, as I just said, we're not here to sit in the back seat to anyone. We want to compete to be the very best in everything that we do. Have we done that to the level that I would like to see us? No, and again, that's something that we're going to work on. Obviously, I think baseball's in a great position to make a great run this spring. I'm excited about it. I think when you look at some of our other spring sports, they're in a real good position to have some very successful spring runs here, and hopefully into the NCAA postseason. We got a couple defending national champions in women's tennis and in track, and the defending ACC champions in track, and so just a lot of excitement going on around it. But I think to answer your question, it's learning from kind of the bumps in the road and figuring out, how do you fix those situations in the future so hopefully it don't happen again.
Culture-wise, what sets Canes baseball apart from other programs?
I think it's the history and tradition. Again, credit back to Coach Frazier and the great job he did of really establishing Miami as one of the mainstays in college baseball. We had the opportunity to be at a beautiful facility in Starkville, Mississippi last year in the NCAA regionals when unfortunately we lost out. But I remember sitting there with John Cohen, the AD at Mississippi State, and I was complimenting him on the beautiful facility he had. And he goes, "Yeah, but Blake," he goes, we don't have what you guys have there in Coral Gables. He goes, "We need these types of things." And so again, I think it's a situation where we're a special program, and people around the country recognize that. Young people around the country recognize that, and I'm excited to support Gino and this team as they make another run for Omaha.
What are season ticket sales like and individual game ticket sales like for baseball this 2020?
I think we're in a very good spot. I don't have the specific numbers for you, but I know we'll have great crowds out here. We always have a tremendous following. It's one of those niche audiences that we find. You'll see a bigger crowd for Florida than you will for Rutgers. But as the ACC goes, and as strong as the ACC is this year, I'm confident we'll see great crowds for all the ACC games. And our season ticket base is one that continues to grow. And I know there's a lot of excitement around this team, and so single game tickets will continue to grow with that.
We'll do a couple more questions for Blake.
Blake, when it comes to fan experience and getting more fans out here at the light, what's being done? I know obviously the building, the batting cages, and eventually there's going to have some seats out there. What else is being done for this upcoming season?
Well, again, you always want to look at addressing issues that you have as a program. And I don't know that the batting cage will make it any more enjoyable for any of the fans, but it's part of building the program, which I think where your question was going. And so it's continuing to look at what are the things we need to do to create the best college baseball program possible. And so as the years go, it's evaluating what makes sense on our concession front, whether that's rolling out promotions like Dollar Dogs. To this year, we added, beer and wine and drinks, to the milkshakes and really promoting that. And so, in the future, I think we'll look at, does it make sense to have more chairbacks? Do we look at an awning to protect, people from the sunlight? And so I think there's always things that we're going to be looking at to best position our program to create the right environment for our guys to really be successful and feed off great energy.
And I'm coming from a Spanish radio station. How important is the Latin market for all sports in Miami and the University of Miami?
I think it's huge. Again, one, I appreciate you being here. I apologize that mi hablo español un poquito, but I'll leave it at that. No, I think it's in this market. It's very important. Obviously, when you live here and you realize the influence of the Latin culture here and the number of people that speak Spanish as a first language, for us to be able to do that is, I think it's something that's important and an outreach that we need to have as a program.
Thanks, everybody.